I want to be a part of a world that empowers people to keep moving towards the experience of connecting to a loving, supporting community of acceptance. In life, as well as in every episode, we look to find inspiration. Sometimes all we need to do is open our eyes. And what we found was an example of inspiration for everyone.
I've been able to see all kinds of clinical benefits. And it's cool being at a studio, being a music therapist. I can really direct and hone in on the clinical aspects of it. And then also working with the engineer, we can also work on the musical performance aspects of it. But with music therapy, it's very process orientated. With music performance, it's very product orientated. So that's a good difference between music education and music therapy.
I'm in it for the long run, never gonna quit. Not like you do, just visit, stay and listen. I'ma get it. If you lucky, bring you with it, but probably not, cause y'all is children. And I was really kidding, speaking and talking that life you not living, Get in the game, homie, you hate.
Music therapy today, as I've been researching this for years now since we started in 2009, today is traditionally used in a way of music therapist goes to the hospital and goes to room by room or a group session with a bunch of patients and does some singing for them, and they all laugh and smile and they feel better, their moods increase, and it's music therapy. But real music therapy is a lot more complicated and more complex than that. And I really wanted to make it a point to showcase the clinical outcomes of music therapy. So before the music comes the therapy in our program.
One of the best kind of therapeutic gains I could talk about or I think about is that having a client being able to not rely on the vent as much, being able to put off the vent during the day, a machine that would help you breathe, just because you've been practicing your song that you composed yourself, being able to sing your own chorus that you composed, using all your own words and your own personal style, but using that as the tool, using music as the tool to help increase your breath, and then just with that increased breath, comes increased oxygenation levels, being able to talk for longer phrases, being able to communicate. So many different clinical benefits come from the music.
There's kind of like a stigma right now. It's human nature that when somebody runs into somebody in a wheelchair, the first thing they see is the chair. It's not their fault. It doesn't make them a bad person. That's what they see because it's human nature. And so subconsciously, they don't even realize they're doing it. They start talking to them differently than they would talk to somebody who wasn't. And it kind of gives a feeling to the people who are disabled, like, oh, the first thing you notice is my chair. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, it's human nature, but it's a stigma, that's just the way it is. So how can we break something like that? Imagine the power of getting a client with a high-level disability on stage with a big-name artist. Not just how many fans will see that, but how that will ripple on social media, and on the news, right? Wow, look what this guy did. He brought this guy up. But actually, it was a nice thing he brought him up. Poor guy's in a wheelchair, but actually that guy ripped it up. He can rap, or he can sing and showcase his talent. Now, people in chairs are suddenly cool, right? And if you can get a gang of these guys, like we have these all-stars, they're like, oh, that's hip, that's cool. If we can kind of showcase some of that stuff, then what'll happen is you'll slowly break this stigma. It won't happen from one show. It'll happen from a handful of guys doing multiple shows over time, multiple celebrity type of artists engaging these guys, having them open up for them or something like that. And now, suddenly, if you run into someone, on the street runs into a guy in a chair, oh, do you know so-and-so? He's one of my favorite artists, he's in a wheelchair like you. And you start to kind of break that, and they can see past the chair, see past the crutches, see past the disability. And if we can accomplish that, that would be something, a real story to tell.
Chasing, I'm amazing. Hold up, that's me in the making. Hold up, we all gonna make it. Roll up, Trey Cools in your face, kid. Red pill, I'm master the matrix. Everybody think 'cause they rap real fast and the beat go hard. That's all it takes. Yeah, when you rap like that and the crowd go clap, that noise is fake.